Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Janet Roark. I'm the Essential Oil Vet here on Facebook, and I go live every Sunday at 7 p.m. Central Time to answer your questions. So while we're waiting for a few people to hop on and ask some questions, I have a question for you, and that is, did you guys like BOGOs this week? If you liked BOGOs, let me know what your favorite BOGO was this week. Go ahead and put it in the chat, or which BOGO oil you're most excited about. And I will give you a few announcements. And if you have any questions, go ahead and pop those in the chat, and I will answer a few of those before during this quick little 10-minute Q&A that I do on Sundays. So here's a couple of the announcements. The first one is, you may or may have not have seen that I have a membership group. And the membership group is just a private group on Facebook, and there is a website portion of it as well. If you prefer to do your searching on websites as opposed to Facebook, we have an off Facebook part now. And it is where I actually go and answer everyone's questions, and we can talk a little bit more freely in there about your particular animal, depending on what's going on. And so that membership group is super awesome. I do monthly webinars in there for free for everybody in the group. I do answer questions, 100% of the questions in there that are on the Ask the EO Vet post. And I do those on Sundays at 6 p.m. Central Time. And we have recipes in there. We have diffuser blends. We have all species covered. We talk about dogs and cats and horses and goats and cattle and llamas, alpacas, pigs, everything, ducks, chickens, everything. And so it is a really fun group. My favorite place to be, besides the Animal Aromatherapy Specialist certification. And it's only $14 a month, you guys. So because we added the website portion of it, the cost of that for me is going up significantly. And so we are raising the price on August 1st. But you can lock in that lower price of $14 a month if you sign up this week. So this week before August 1st. The price is going up to $27, but you can lock it in at $14 and pay that forever, as long as you don't cancel. If you cancel and come back, obviously you'll have to pay whatever the cost is at that point. So, but it is month by month. You're not locked into anything. If it's not for you, or you don't have animals anymore, for example, and you need to leave, you can leave anytime, no questions asked. So I encourage you guys to join that. If you want to join that, the website, let's see if I have that here. Yeah, it's right here. It is essentialoilvet.com/members. Please, I want everybody to pay the lower price and not have to pay the higher price. I always feel bad about raising my prices, but there's just no way around it. Honestly, this particular group is so high quality. It really should be about $97 a month. I'm not just saying that. I think it really is that good. So encourage you guys to join that. The other announcement I have is that tomorrow is the Animal Aromatherapy Specialist certification course. It starts. It's a 6-week course with me teaching it live. essentialoilvet.com/animal aromatherapy to get in on that. It starts tomorrow. You do need to sign up today. We won't be taking people in tomorrow because there's a lot of work that needs to be done tomorrow. But yeah, it starts tomorrow. We've already got right around, I think we have 40 some odd people in this time. So it's going to be a nice small group, a lot of interaction. I do weekly trainings. And then also once a week, I do office hours where you can ask all your questions, get everything answered. It's very intimate, small group setting. And it is really, really good. And you will be certified at the end of that. If you're a veterinarian or technician, you also get 24 hours of RACE approved continuing education credits towards your license. So very awesome course. that starts tomorrow. If you're like, oh, July is packed, I can't really do that, or August is super busy, we are taking students for the October class as well. That starts October 11th. So I wanted to tell you guys about that stuff. Now, let's see what questions you guys have. Okay, cool. Jennifer says, I got 2 boxes. Not sure I can say I loved it. That's a lot. Okay, Franken Immortal, that is definitely my favorite BOGO this week, was for sure. Adaptive is always used like water around here. I love that. Jennifer says, everyone should join the group. It's so awesome. All right. Okay, so if you have a question about your animals, go ahead and pop that in the chat so I can see it. The first one is from Charlene. Her dog has some cysts. Took her to the vet, prescribed some medication that's not working super great. Is there anything that you can use with the oils? So depending on what's going on, I really like frankincense and lavender for that. You can add a little bit of myrrh. If you want to try the skin rejuvenating spray, I have a recipe over on the website that's free for this recipe is free for everyone. Over at essentialoilvet.com/recipes. The skin rejuvenating spray can be really, really helpful in those cases, but I really like frankincense for that. Let's see. Kim says, best group to be in. Another great info from someone who really knows her stuff. Glad I remember things. Oh, thank you, Kim. That's so nice of you to say. I so appreciate it. And then D says, what about nausea and vomiting in Bulldogs? Well, any dogs. That doesn't, the breed doesn't really necessarily matter when it comes to essential oils. But I really like the digestive blend. If that's something that you're like not super into, there's 2 digestive blends. There's like the touch version, the diluted touch version, and then there's the kids version digestive blend. Both of those are really safely diluted already for dogs. And you can use those, just rub it on the belly. You can do it up to every 2 hours if they're actively nauseous. With nausea, you do want to make sure that there's not something more serious going on. So if your dog has been vomiting for more than 24 hours, you do need to take it into a vet to make sure there's nothing blocking the digestive tract, or surgery isn't needed. But so for sure, if it's been more than 24 hours, please take your dog to the vet. But you can definitely use the digestive blend. Cardamom's another really good one. Ginger, diluted, obviously, or diffused, can be used to help with that. Jan is asking about itchy dogs. And so for that, Jan, allergies are really complicated, you guys. So I would really encourage you, if you do have a dog that has that, to go ahead and join the membership group. We have a webinar just on that. That's a little over an hour long, that covers everything that you need to know from diet, which is the foundation of health with these guys, and specific oils that you can use, like lavender, frankincense, copaiba, lemon, peppermint, all really good options. Megan, what about bloating in a puppy? So same thing. I would use the kids digestive blend, and then see, take your puppy to the vet, make sure there isn't any worms or anything like that needs to be addressed with medication. So yeah. Donna asking about tips for calming down an active Border Collie. So Border Collie puppies are very, very active. That is, if you think about a Border Collie, what they're bred for is herding sheep. And they are typically bred to run and chase sheep for, several hours a day. And so the problem with taking a super active animal like that, or like a lot of the northern breeds are like this as well. Think about, a husky is bred to pull a sled for 50 miles, And so we take them and we put them in our apartments or our homes. And a lot of times they don't get enough exercise. We're like, oh, I take them for a walk twice a day for 15 minutes. And that's just not the same as working sheep for 4 hours, which is what they are bred to do. And so making sure you have a dog that's appropriate for your level of activity is really, really important. But I would probably recommend more exercise for your puppy. The best thing you can do is more exercise. But there's also some really great calming oils that we have, like lavender and our grounding blend, our calming blend, our restful blend, our reassuring blend, vetiver, Roman chamomile, petitgrain. All of these are really good for calming down the crazy just a little bit, especially if you know that your dog is getting enough exercise. So that would be the best thing. Amy is asking about skin tag on a dog's leg. So there's a couple things you can do. I usually start with frankincense directly on the skin tag. That's enough. You can use oregano. Just be careful not to get it on the skin around that. Charla, for hot spots, I do recommend the skin rejuvenating spray. So that is over at essentialoilvet.com/recipes. Go check that out. Skin rejuvenating spray for hot spots works really, really well. You might have to get a cone to prevent the dog from licking. Kristen says, what about my 7-month-old bull mastiff who is eating my other dog's poop? That's disgusting. So that is called coprophagia, and it is really common. Usually it has something to do with a vitamin mineral deficiency, some kind of nutritional deficiency typically, or he's just really hungry, or it just tastes really good. And the solution to that then would be to give a multivitamin. I recommend the New Vet vitamins, newvet.com, NUVET. You can use my code, which is 27702. I recommend all dogs be on this vitamin. If your dog is not on a multivitamin, he should be. I mean, you take a multivitamin, your dog should take multivitamins too. The other thing is to really look at the quality of food that you're giving. You can also give a little bit of pineapple or pineapple juice to both of the dogs. It'll make it less delicious for the puppy. Also, doing some digestive enzymes and probiotics can be really helpful. And if that's not enough, you can also try some vetiver in the dog who is actually both dogs' food. You can actually give that internally. So let's see. Yeah, so Adam's asking about a dog who's on high alert all the time. So we kind of covered that before, but making sure your dog's getting enough exercise, making sure the nutrition is appropriate. And then the oils you can try: lavender, Roman chamomile, petitgrain, our grounding blend, our restful blend, our calming blend, our reassuring blend, all really good options. So you can let the dog smell. That's Roman chamomile right here. You can just let the dog smell each one of those with the cap on and see which one he or she is more, or he is more drawn to, and then use the one that they kind of choose. So. Tabra has a dog that's having some urinary tract, needs some urinary tract support. So I would make sure that she's getting enough water and add some water to the food. And a cranberry supplement can sometimes help, as well as you can do copaiba and juniper berry are really helpful for supporting the kidneys and the urinary tract. You can also do a drop or two of the protective blend internally twice a day to help with that. Another vomiting one. Yeah, I would definitely recommend, if it's been going on for a while, to see what's going on. And I would need a lot more information, Jennifer, like, have you recently changed foods? Have you recently given like a heartworm medication or anything like that? So there's a lot more into that, but certainly getting a veterinary input on that is not a bad idea if it's been going on for a long time. I will never tell you not to go to the vet. Let's see. Mary says baby kittens, bottled baby kittens, they're diagnosed with upper respiratory concerns. Put it in the diffuser, put 4 drops of the mixture in the diffuser. Yeah. So yeah, I'm sorry that they gave you kind of a hard time with that, Mary. I do recommend that you don't put the diffuser directly in a kennel. You can put it next to the kennel or in an open area, just to let the animals choose. But in that case, honestly, if you're specifically, trying to address a specific situation like what you did, that was very, very successful. I would not think twice about what other people think. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. I would recommend that you keep it kind of next to the kennel next time, just so that you don't get into that controversy. All right. Okay, so we'll end with this one because we've been going on a little bit, but you guys had such really good questions today. So Bridget says, I have a golden doodle. What food is good to feed a 9-year-old animal? And so I actually recommend doing, there's a couple of different options. So I'm a big fan of raw, transitioning slowly to a raw diet over the course of 3 to 4 weeks. You don't want to just like switch it right now. I think Lucy wants to say hi. Hi, Lucy. Is it dinner time? Yeah. So she's like, you're talking about food and it's dinner time. And I'm pretty sure dad is feeding the other dogs downstairs and I'm locked in the office with mom. So my recommendation there is Darwin's pet food. It's one of my favorites. That's what all my dogs get. And they're shiny and beautiful and healthy and not overweight. The other thing that you can do if you're like, raw is not my thing, is you can partially cook that if you want like a pre-made one like that, or you can add a topper to whatever you're giving. There's been quite a few studies that have shown that 20% of the diet is a raw or kind of like a homemade cooked real food, like real chicken, real turkey, real beef, real vegetables and fruits. If 20% of the diet is that, the animal's health goes way, way up long term. So that's what I would recommend. Or I would transition to raw. I would not hesitate to do that. I actually did that because of got on my raw journey because I had a dog with my heart dog, Logan, who was diagnosed with lymphoma. And that got me on a really deep dive into kind of what was good for dogs long-term to help prevent some things like that, like different types of cancers and things like that. So that's what I recommend. Take it or leave it. There's a lot of different options. Raw, homemade cooked, always going to be my top choices. If you want a new vet vitamin, it's really awesome. Highly recommend it. Tell them I sent you, or use code 27702 and join the membership group this week so you can save, and lock in that savings permanently at essentialoilvet.com/members. All right, guys, I'll see you next week. Bye.